gaze. We'll take the first few moments just to sit, drive into the space. However feels comfortable for you. Sit up really, really tall. Allow the gaze to soften or eyes to close. Rest your hands wherever feels comfortable, either face down or face up. And then just start to let go of the day, everything that's already happened. Everything that'll happen after practice hasn't happened yet. So I want you to fully integrate to this space, this time. And as you notice your body in space, and sit up really, really tall, almost as if there's a string coming out of the crown of your head. At the same time, feel weight through the hips, through the sit bones. And then allow the ground to press all the way back up into your seat so you sit that much taller. Take a full body scan from the crown of your head all the way up through the tips of your toes. And just acknowledge any points of tightness, tension, soreness, stickiness. At the same time, just notice if there's anything in the mind that's distracting you from this current moment in time. Feel the low belly start to tone up as you draw the navel up and in. Allow the breath to permeate the spaces in between each vertebra. Feel both sides of the waist grow really long all the way up towards the ceiling as you feel the rib cage expand and contract. Shoulders begin to draw up, back, then down away from your ears. And feel a sense of broadness through the chest as you allow the heart to float up towards the ceiling. See if you can pull the base of your skull back just a bit so that the shoulders stack directly over the hips. And then as you shift awareness towards your breath, notice the cadence. Feel the belly rise and fall, the rib cage expand, contract. And see what the breath cadence might be like. However it might be, we'll sync up the breath cadence together. So 3 cleansing rounds of breath. To start, take a big exhale, empty out all the air. And then 3 together, take a deep inhale, fill it from the very, very base of your belly. On your exhale, open mouth exhale. 2 more, deep inhale into the lungs, expand your rib cage. And then open mouth exhale. 1 more, deep inhale into the chest, collarbones, head. And open mouth exhale. And lightly join both palms towards heart center as that feels authentic to you. And just take a moment, draw inwards. I want you to notice whatever it is that you might be bringing into this practice with you. And all you're doing is notice. So any judgment that you have attached to it, let it go. See whatever it is that you're needing or wanting out of this practice. But at the same time, allow this practice to meet you where you're at. Use those things to shape your intention for practice. And this can always be framed as your motivation or a dedication, a thought, phrase, word, feeling, or action. And alongside your breath, allow your intention to guide your practice. So 1 more round of breath together just to share our collective intentions. Big inhale. Smooth exhale. Awesome. Gently release the palms, eyes blink open. Awesome. We'll still hang out in this seat. If you know you are working with tighter hips, something that I would recommend is propping your hips up. And you can do that just by rolling your mat a few times if that works for you. And that way you have your sit bones a little higher than your hips, but option not a necessity. All this will do is it'll just help create a really long spinal column. So as you are here, bring both legs out to opposite ends of the room. So set up for Upavishta Konasana, so seated wide angled forward bend. Any amount of bend into your knees, you can do that as well. I want you to feel the pelvis tilt forward, so sit up really tall, and then any amount of hinge into your hips, crawl the fingertips forward. If sitting like this is already pretty intense, just bring the hands behind your hips, just to prop up the chest and keep the spinal column long. Okay, so take 1 more deep breath here. Make your way back towards center. Bend your right knee bend your right knee, draw your soul toward your groin. And then instead of twisting over towards your left, I just want you to fold So folding over the right ankle, the right shin. And then same thing, you can bend into your knee any amount. Notice the right sit bone will want to lift. Let that lift. One more smooth breath. And then make your way back up towards center. Go ahead and take your right hand behind your right hip and reach through the left palm. Press into the ground, gently lift your hips up, come in towards a really mild gate pose, so Parigasana. Feel the chest expand as you reach all the way up towards, all the way towards the left, creating a little bit of side bend. And then on your exhale, gently set the hips down. Keep this shape. Go ahead and grab a hold of your right shin. And then you can either hold the outer edge of your left foot or hug it in towards your left forearm by the left bicep rather. And then just gentle rocks from side to side. So get into the right hip socket. All right, so keep this. Go ahead and take your right hand once more. You got two options. Take a hold of your peace finger, or you can grab the outer edge of your right foot. Just slowly straighten the right leg out in front of you. Keep a small bend into your right knee to start, so still pretty early. Once again, I want you to notice the spinal column. As the leg extends, the low back tends to round. This is just the spine compensating for that. So instead, keep a bend into your knee, really long spinal column. If you do have a little more openness, then by all means, straighten through the leg. You got one more big breath. Really nice. Go ahead and switch hands. So left hand will grab the big toe or outer edge of the foot. Again, any amount of bend into your knee as you'd like. Two options, right hand behind your right hip or float the right palm back. So this is your twisted heron, Koundinyasa. So wherever you are, you're pressing into your sit bones, so the spinal column is nice and long. You're either reaching the right palm back or pressing the ground away from you to draw the right shoulder a little further back in space. Nice, one more breath. And go ahead and rebend through the right knee, release that, and then release the right leg all the way out, so come back towards center. And then we'll switch. Bend your left knee, draw your soul towards your groin. Once more, sit up really tall, and then just hinge forward. So again, the sit bones might want to lift, especially the right or the left. See which one it is. And then slowly make your way back up towards center. Go ahead and grab your left shin, draw it in towards your chest. You can either hold the outer edge of your foot or you can nestle it in towards the right bicep. And then same thing, just rock it from left, right, right, left a few times. Nice. All right, take your left hand, either grab the big toe with your peace fingers or the outer edge of your foot. I'm not expecting the leg to be super straight, but go ahead and extend it forward. So as you're kicking forward, you're also pulling at the same time. Take inventory of the spine. Notice if the low back is rounding. You can mitigate that by bending into the knee any amount. One more breath. And go ahead and grab your foot with your right hand. So same two options. Left hand just behind your left hip, or float the left fingertips back. Come into your twisted heron. You're kicking into your hand or your fingers just as much as you're pulling. So find a little bit of isometric action here. Beautiful. Make your way back towards center. And then bring both legs back towards center. So sit up for Dandasana. Any amount of bend into your knees. Sit up really tall. Hinge at your hips. Fold forward. Paschimottanasana. You're seated forward bend. So as you are here, same thing. Take inventory of the spinal column. I'm not expecting a grip as well, but just notice the backs of your legs. Nice. One more smooth breath. And then begin to rise all the way back up. Swing your legs to one side. Make your way to a downward facing dog as you're ready. So just take a moment, bend one knee, bend the other. And allow the hips to wag left, right, right, left. Awesome. Come to stillness, feet about hip width distance-ish, hands about shoulder width distance-ish. Go ahead and bend into your right knee. And then swivel on the left ball mound of your foot. Drive your heel in towards the center line. So your left toes are pointing out to about 45-ish degrees. And then as you do this, drive weight into the baby toe edge of your left foot, and then see if you can bump your hips a little closer towards the left side of the room. Really get into the outer left hip, hamstrings there. And then transition back towards center, bend into your left knee, swivel onto the right ball mound of your foot, drive the heel in towards the midline. So toes pointing out to, we'll call this 2 o'clock if the top of the mat is 12. Press weight into the baby toe edge of your right foot. Bump your hips over towards the right side of your mat. Nice, one more breath. And then come back towards center. Inhale to set your gaze forward. And then exhale, feet to meet your hands, come to the top of your mat. About a halfway lift, really, really long spine. And then exhale, fold forward, release. Nice, inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, draw your palms towards your heart, release your hands to your sides. Little shoulder mobility stuff. So to go ahead and draw your right palm all the way up towards center, you'll bend at your right elbow, bring your hand towards the nape of your neck. Extend the left palm all the way out towards the left, internally rotate at your shoulder, bend into the elbow, hand towards the upper back. So again, I'm not concerned about a grip here. You can make fists, or you can grab for any shirt material if you'd like. Press the base of your skull in towards your right forearm, and then feel the elbows draw up and back in space. As you do this, keep your chin lifted off of your chest, both sides of the waist long. And then exhale, gently undo it. We'll switch. So draw the left palm all the way up, bend into your elbow, right arm out, internally rotate, bend into your elbow. And fingertips don't necessarily have to make the connection. So once more, I want you to press the base of your skull in towards your left forearm, left wrist. And then draw the elbows up and back in space so chest stays nice and open. And one more smooth breath. And then gently undo it. Nice. Bring both arms out to a cactus shape. As you do this, without back bending, trap the elbows back behind you. So it's almost as if you had a pencil in between the shoulder blades. You really want to try to pinch that together. And do the opposite action. Draw the elbows in towards center. A little bit of pressure in between the palms, wrists, forearms. Nice, one more time, please. Release the elbows, track them back behind you without back bending. And then close the elbows, forearms, wrists in together. A little bit of pressure here. Nice, one more breath. Awesome, slowly release that. Shake them out. Inhale, draw your arms all the way up and overhead. And then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Nice, halfway lift, look forward, lengthen. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, press through both feet. And then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, press firmly through both feet. And then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, look forward, lengthen. And then exhale, hands flat, step back, find a high plank. Take a big inhale breath, sustain your plank. On your exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Untuck your toes, Bhujangasana. Lift just your chest, so you got little to no weight in your hands. And then exhale, slowly release. Start to bring your arms out in front of you, kind of like you are a superhero flying through space. So we'll do something called a bilateral Shalabhasana, a bilateral locust. So go ahead and lift the right arm up. Keep the right leg down, now lift the left. As you do this, dig your pelvis down in towards the ground. See if you can draw your right arm up a little higher, left heel a little higher. And then exhale, release. Switch sides, lift the left arm up, lift the right leg up. Dig your pelvis in towards the ground, and at the same time, see if you can lift the left arm a little higher, right leg a little higher. And then slowly release. Slide your palms near your shoulders, tuck your toes. Use the inhale breath to press up to a tabletop or plank. Exhale, draw the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a big inhale breath. Smooth exhale breath. Inhale, gaze forward. Then exhale, feet to meet your hands, top your mat. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, really long spine. And then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, press through both feet. Nice, exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, look forward, lengthen. Exhale, hands flat, step back, find a high plank. Take a big inhale breath. This time, shift forward, shoulders past the wrists. Everyone lower down to your knees. With control, listen carefully. I want you to bend your elbows to a slow count of 3, 2, 1. Hold here. Hug the elbows in towards your rib cage. Now press through both palms, straighten through the arms. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a smooth inhale breath. Smooth exhale breath. Inhale, shift forward, come in towards a high plank. This time, lower knees come all the way down towards the ground. Set up for Sphinx. Lift your chest, elbows underneath your shoulders, collarbones nice and broad. Take a deep inhale breath. On your exhale, curl and round everything in, rise all the way up to a forearm plank. So tuck your toes, lift the knees, the shins. Hug everything in towards the center. One more thing here, transition towards dolphin. So I want you to walk your feet towards your chest. Any amount of bend into your knees that you need to do, go for it. But at the same time, press into the ground, press into your palms, forearms, wrists. On your exhale, walk your hands back. Brief forearm plank. Smooth inhale. Exhale, lower knees, thighs, hips. Return back to your Sphinx. Exhale, slowly release everything. Transition, downward facing dog. Take a big inhale breath. Smooth exhale breath. Nice. Inhale, gaze forward. And then exhale, feet to meet your hands, top of your mat. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. So lunging salutations. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling. This time, palms towards your heart. Release your hands to your sides. Nice. Inhale, arms extend all the way up. Then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, look forward, lengthen. Exhale, hands flat, step your right foot back, keep the right knee lifted. Inhale, rise up, high lunge, crescent lunge, Koundinyasa. Arms reach and extend. I want you to cactus your elbows, and then once more, track the elbows back, 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 back. Keep the lunge into your left knee as you maintain your balance. Now close them in, but this time, track the right elbow up and over the left. Double cross at your wrist, backs to both palms touch, or give your shoulders a big old hug. Just one of these. Inhale, reach the elbows all the way up towards the ceiling. On your exhale, curl and round. Draw the elbows in towards your navel, tuck your chin in towards your chest. Nice. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up, undo the bind. Exhale, hands flat to the mat, step back, high plank. Like we just did before, inhale, shift forward. Feel free to lower down to your knees. Exhale, slowly bend your elbows. 3, 2, 1, hold. Hug everything in towards the center. Press into your palms. Tuck your toes if needed. Draw the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice, big inhale. And smooth exhale. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, rock forward, come in towards a one-legged plank. So firm up through the low belly. Look at your left palm. Tent up through the left fingertips, stay, or perhaps reach the left palm forward. Find a little bit of stability here. Just one more breath. And then left palm down, right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Keep the left knee lifted. Inhale, rise up, high lunge, Koundinyasa. Arms reach and extend. Nice. This time, draw your left palm down towards the mat. Reach the right fingertips all the way up. So keep the hips nice and open. As you do this, look at your left hand and then scoot it about a palm print forward. So go ahead and face you. We'll set up for a supported side plank variation. So I want you to roll into the baby toe edge of your left foot. Scoot the right foot about halfway down your mat. So all 10 toes point towards the right edge. Take a big inhale breath as you reach your hips up all the way. On your exhale, allow the outer left hip to draw down towards the mat. Reach your right fingertips towards the back. Nice, inhale, rise all the way back up. And then exhale, right palm down, step back, downward facing dog. Big inhale, breath, look forward. Then exhale, feet to meet your hands, top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Then fold forward, exhale. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, draw your hands towards your heart, release your hands to your sides. Nice, inhale, arms extend all the way up. Then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, look forward, lengthen. And then exhale, hands flat, left foot back. Keep the left knee elevated. Use your low belly strength, lift your torso, high lunge, crescent lunge. Yeah, keep the 90-degree angle through the right knee, and then feel the left glute engage as you extend through the front left hip. Once more, cactus through the elbows. Take a big inhale breath. And then exhale, draw the left elbow on top of the right. Double cross out your wrists, backs of both palms touch, or shoulders get a hug. Take a big inhale breath as you reach the elbows all the way up. On your exhale, round everything in towards the center. So elbows in towards your navel, chin towards your chest. Nice. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Undo the bind in your arms. Exhale, hands flat, step back, high plank. Inhale, breath, shift forward. Once more, feel free to lower down to the knees. On your exhale, with control, bend your elbows back. 3, 2, 1, hold. Press through both palms, straighten through the arms. Tuck the toes as needed. Draw the hips up and back, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Deep inhale, breath. Smooth exhale, breath. Inhale, left leg extends. Exhale, shift forward, one-legged plank. Same thing here, firm up through the low belly. Look at your right hand, tent up through the right fingertips. Stay or allow the right palm to reach forward, just for a breath. Nice. Set for your right palm down, left leg up. Exhale, draw your foot in between your hands, keep the right knee lifted. Take a smooth inhale breath. Reach the arms all the way up, high lunge. Exhale, set the right palm down. Keep the hips lifted, left palm extends up. So just briefly a twist. All right, once more, you'll set up for your supported side plank variation. Right palm scoots forward a bit. Roll onto the baby toe edge of your right foot. Left toes about halfway down the mat. And then make sure all 10 toes point towards the left edge. Yeah. Reach the left palm up, deep inhale breath. Lift up through the outer left hip. On your exhale, lower the outer right hip down. Reach the left fingertips towards the back of your mat. Nice. Inhale, lift the hips up, left palm up. Exhale, left palm down. Downward facing dog. Inhale, breath, gaze forward. Exhale, feet to meet your hands, top of your mat. Halfway lift, Urdhva Uttanasana, really long spine. Then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, sit down low, find your chair pose, Utkatasana. And then right away, lower down to Navasana, boat pose. I want you to set up for a seated Bakasana. So draw the big toes to touch, and then bring your hands in between your legs. So you're pressing your forearms into your inner thighs, and then the inner thighs are pressing back. Keep the chest lifted, both sides of the waist really, really long. You got one more breath here. Then with control, lower to Ardha Navasana, low boat. So keep the shoulders lifted. This time I want you to reach your right leg all the way up, left leg stays extended. Take a big inhale breath, press your imaginary wall. On your exhale, twist on over towards your right. So lift the right shoulder especially. We got one more side. Lower the right leg down, lift the left leg up. Big inhale breath. And then exhale, twist on towards your left. So see if you can lift the left shoulder a little higher. Nice. Inhale, both legs forward. Then do whatever it takes. Rise up, boat. And then cross out your ankles, hands flat. You have a vinyasa here if you want it, or straight to downward facing dog. Use a full inhale for your back bend. Then full exhale, draw the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice. Take a smooth inhale breath, fill it up. Smooth exhale breath, let it go. You got one more deep inhale. And smooth exhale. Awesome. Inhale, gaze forward. And then exhale, feet to meet your hands, top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. And then fold forward, exhale. Nice. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, palms towards your heart or towards your hips. So we'll set up for Vrikshasana, tree pose on the right. Shift weight into your left foot. Draw your right knee towards your chest. Externally rotate at the right hip. And you can manually assist the placement of your right sole to your left inseam. So it doesn't have to be super high up. You find balance is not happening for you, then foot can come all the way down. But I want you to focus on tracking the right knee back in space. So you open up through the fronts of the hips, inner right hip. Now take one more big breath. And then with control, draw your right knee back towards center. Two options here. You're either holding your shin or peace fingers hook around your right big toe. Extend the right leg forward. So once more, just notice the spinal column. If you find the hamstrings are really tight, then the low back compensates. So bend into your right knee any amount. You're kicking into your hand just as much as you are pulling. Nice. On your inhale breath, reach the right leg all the way out towards the right. Maintain your balance. I know your left ankle's talking to you. Left arm can come out like a counterbalance as needed. One more breath. And then with control, come back towards center, float the right foot down, shake it out. Yeah, really, really nice. All right, so you got two legs, which means two sides. Shift weight into your right foot, draw your left knee towards your chest, externally rotate at the left hip, then set up for tree pose on the left. So left foot anywhere along the right inseam. And then focus on standing firm through the right leg, so you have leverage to track the left knee back in space. Yeah. Any arm variation that works for you, but we're here just for one more breath. Nice. With control, track your left knee back towards center. Same two options. You're either holding onto your shin or left peace fingers grab a hold of your big toe. Kick the left leg forward. Okay. So the left leg, again, doesn't have to be super, super straight. Just continue to stand firm through the right leg. Suck the front ribs in, both sides of the waist long. Nice. With control, draw the left knee all the way out towards the left. Again, right arm out like a counterbalance or right hand, right hip. You guys got it. One more smooth breath. Nice. With control, make your way back towards center. Set the left foot down, shake it out. Really nice. Okay, from here, a little confusing, but you guys got it. Go ahead and step your right foot in front of the left and go ahead and scoot the right heel back so that it's the right shin in front of the left. Go ahead and hinge at your hips. Take any amount of bend to the right knee. Keep the left leg as straight as possible. Fold forward. So into the outer left hip, a little bit of the IT band here. One more breath. You can still stay folded, just undo the crossing of your ankles. And then switch. Step the left foot in front of the right and then scoot the left heel back so it's the left shin in front of the right. Bend into the left knee any amount. Keep the right leg as straight as you can. Continue to fold, keeping the hinge. Beautiful. One more breath. And then undo the crossing of your ankles. Bring your hands flat to the mat. Step back. You have an optional vinyasa here or straight to downward facing dog. Use the full inhale, up dog, cobra, or locust. Exhale, draw the hips up and back. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana and downward facing dog. Take 2 rounds here, deep inhale. And smooth exhale. One more, big inhale. And smooth exhale. Awesome. Inhale, right leg extends. And then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Tempt up through the finger pads or grab blocks as needed. Take a big inhale, breath, gaze forward. Exhale, shift your hips up and back, come in towards a modified pyramid. So left heel doesn't have to come down. 2 more times, please. Rebend through the right knee. Exhale, shift the hips back. One more, rebend through the right knee. And then exhale, shift your hips back. Nice. Rebend through the right knee. And then go ahead and place your right hand just behind the right ankle, or rather right heel. So the right shoulder is either adjacent to the right knee or you're shimmying your right shoulder all the way underneath. Press through both palms. Feel the right shoulder press into the right knee, so you're opening up through the inner right hip a little more. And then on your exhale, hands back to frame your right foot. Step back, downward facing dog. It's just a big breath here. And then smooth exhale, left foot forward. Tent up through the finger pads or grab blocks, folks. Look forward, long spine. Exhale, shift your hips up and back, your modified pyramid. So left leg again doesn't have to be super straight. Two more, please. Rebend through the left knee, chest forward. Exhale, shift the hips up and back, left leg straightens. One more, rebend through the left knee. And then exhale, shift your hips back. This time, rebend through the left knee. And go ahead and place your left hand just behind your left heel. So left shoulder once more is adjacent towards the left knee, or you're shimmying your left shoulder all the way underneath. Use the placement of your shoulder to find a little bit of pressure into the left knee. So you open up through the inner left hip. Now you got one more breath. And then bring your hands back towards center. Step back, down dog first. Inhale, shift forward, shoulders past the wrists. Exhale, chaturanga or lower all the way. You got an up dog, cobra or locust. Exhale, draw the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Smooth inhale breath. And then smooth exhale breath. Nice. Inhale, draw the right leg up and back in space. As you do this, look at your left hand, tent up through the fingertips. I want you to walk your left fingertips towards your left foot. So some of you might be able to grab your left shin. That is not me today. I might be able to graze it just a bit, but just find a moment of balance. And then release your left palm back towards center. Right leg is still up. Exhale, draw your foot in between your hands. This time, turning around the left foot flat, rise all the way up, warrior two. So Virabhadrasana 2. Beautiful. So as you come in towards this warrior two, see that your stance is nice and broad. Yeah, I want you to sink down low through the right knee as you reach the arms all the way up and out. Take a big inhale breath, reach forward until you can't anymore. And then exhale, take a brief extended side angle. So allow the left forearm, rather left tricep to frame the left ear. Nice, press through your left foot, rise all the way back up, warrior two. Exhale, come towards a reverse warrior. I will do this 2 more times. Inhale back towards your warrior two, reach forward, extended side angle briefly. Press into your left foot, rise all the way up. Then flip your right palm, reach it up and back, reverse warrior. Nice, one more time. Keep the legs nice and engaged. Reach forward, extended side angle on your right. And then press through your left foot, rise all the way up. Reach the right palm up and back, reverse warrior. Nice, inhale, come back to your warrior two. This time, left hand, left hip. Go ahead and shorten your stance as you walk the left foot in. So really, really narrow warrior two. Reach forward, shift weight forward. Squeeze your left glute so much, you can just tilt, shift. Float the left leg up, Ardha Chandrasana half moon. So if you've got a water bottle block, I got a bunch of candles here, that could work too. I want you to think about driving the baby toe edge of your left foot up. So you're really opening through the fronts of the hips, inner left hip. Maintain your balance. You got one more big breath. Can you lift the left foot a little higher? Now go back the way you came. Bend into your right knee. Just allow the left leg to float back down. Rise back up. Warrior two. Beautiful. Big inhale, breath arrive. And then exhale, circle the palms down, step back. Optional vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog. Up dog, cobra, locust for your back bend. Exhale, draw the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a smooth inhale breath, fill it up. Add smooth exhale breath, let it go. Awesome. Inhale, left leg extends up. Same thing, challenge your core stability. Look at your right hand, and I want you to scoot the right palm back towards your right foot. Some of you might be able to briefly hold onto your right shin. Otherwise, see how far you can reach the right palm back. Just one more breath. And then bring the right palm back to center, left leg still lifted. Exhale, draw your foot in between your hands, turn and ground the right foot flat, rise all the way back up, warrior two. Same thing, check your stance. Back foot at least parallel or slightly turned in, and you got your left knee tracking towards your second, your third toe. Same thing that we did on the other side. Reach forward through the left palm until you can't anymore. Briefly find an extended side angle. So you're really light through the left forearm, right tricep bringing your right ear. Now press through your right foot, rise all the way up, warrior two. Flip your left palm, reach it up and back, reverse warrior. Two more just like this. Back to your warrior two, transition towards extended side angle. Press through your right foot, warrior two, flip the palm, reverse warrior. Last time, warrior two, reach, extended side angle. Awesome, press through the right foot, flip the left palm up and back, reverse warrior. Continue to reach, and then once more, warrior two. Draw your right hand towards your right hip, scoot the right foot in, so you've got a really short warrior two. Torso is already leaning forward, keep reaching, squeeze your right glute so much, and then see if you can just do a simple tilt shift. Straighten through the left leg, left palm can always come down towards the ground. I want you to focus on drawing the knife edge of your right foot up towards the ceiling. So inner left hip, front to the pelvis. Track the right hip, that bony part, all the way up towards the ceiling. See if you can draw the baby toe edge of your right foot a little higher. Just one more breath. With control, bend into your left knee. Just allow the right foot to float back down. Warrior two. Really nice. Big inhale. Exhale, circle the palms down. You have an optional vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog. Up dog cobra, locust on your inhale. Exhale, draw the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Smooth inhale breath. And smooth exhale breath. All right, last standing. So inhale, right leg up. And then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Turn and ground the left foot flat, rise up, warrior two. Just go ahead and straighten through the right leg right away. Reach forward. Arms come to north and south, Trikonasana triangle. So right palm rests on the right shin. Reach the left fingertips all the way up. Nice. Take one more smooth breath. Then press to the left foot. Use your left palm as leverage. Rise all the way back up. Just go ahead and turn and pivot the right foot to parallel with the left. Big inhale breath, broad, broad chest. And then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. So as you drive your head down, feel this pelvis tilt as the sit bones lift a little higher. I want you to think about shifting more weight towards the ball mounds of your feet so you access the backs of both legs. If it's still feeling pretty tight, that's totally okay. Any amount of bend into your knees that you need to do. One more big breath. And then hands underneath your face, look at your left foot. Turn the left toes out about 45-ish degrees. Bend deeply into your left knee. Shift the hips back and down. So hands can come towards the ground, keeping the chest lifted, both sides of the waist long. If you've got Koundinyasa, full lateral side lunge towards the back of your mat, you have that option as well. But the expectation isn't that you're coming all the way down. I just have very open hips. Wherever you are, I want you to shift more weight towards the baby toe edge of your left foot. So you feel the opening through the inner left thigh one more time. Nice, one more big breath. I'm gonna ask you to press a lot of weight into your left foot. Take a big inhale breath, and use the exhale, rise all the way back up, pivot back towards your warrior two. Nice, deep inhale breath. And then exhale, circle the palms down, step back. Optional vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog. Full inhale for your back bend. And then full exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep inhale. And smooth exhale. Awesome. Last standing. Inhale, left leg up. And then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Turning around your right foot flat, rise all the way back up. Find your warrior two. Nice. Go ahead and straighten through the left leg once more. Reach forward until you can't. Arms come to north and south. Find your Trikonasana. So all this might feel is a side body stretch. What I want you to engage through the legs. Think about dragging the heels in to meet each other, so you're creating kind of like a wrinkle through the middle of your mat. Feel the inner hips. You got one more smooth breath. And press into your right foot. Use your right palm as leverage. Rise all the way back up. Turn and pivot the left foot to parallel with the right. Take a smooth inhale breath. And then on your exhale, fold forward, hinge. Any arm variation, any leg variation that you'd like to do. If you've got Shirshasana 2, your tripod, you can go in towards that briefly. But again, 2 full rounds of breath. Feel weight shift forward. So it's almost like you're going to tumble over, but you've got your toes to grip to prevent you from falling all the way over. And notice the sensation through the backs of your legs. One more breath. If you're inverted, come back down. Everyone, hands underneath the face. Look at your right toes. Turn the right toes out, 45-ish degrees. Bend deeply into the right knee. You can walk your hands back that way. So option 1, you can keep the chest lifted. It's almost as if you're pulling the chest forward. Or feel free to lower down the hips any amount. Straighten through the left leg to the best of your ability as you're lowering. Any arm variation that you'd like to do as well. Instead of allowing the knee to buckle in, see if you can press your arm into your leg. Press a little more weight to the baby toe edge of your right foot. One more breath here. Same thing, other side. Press a little weight into your right foot. Deep inhale breath. Use the exhale, propel yourself all the way back up. Pivot back to your warrior two. Deep inhale breath. And then exhale, circle the palms down, step back, optional vinyasa, or straight to downward facing dog. Up dog cobra, locust on your inhale. Exhale, draw the hips up and back, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Deep inhale breath. Smooth exhale breath. One more, please. Big inhale. And smooth exhale. All right. Inhale, right leg up. And then exhale, step the right foot to the outside of your right palm, lower the left knee down. I want you to tent up through the finger pads. And then shift your hips back, straighten through the right leg, so angled half splits briefly. You might have to scoot the left knee back or right heel forward just so that the left hip is roughly over the left knee. And then create this action that you're pulling the heel and the knee to meet each other in the middle. This feels okay, this is where you stay. Otherwise, externally rotate at your right hip. Drive the baby toe edge of your right foot down. Beautiful. One more breath. And then come back towards center. Rebend through the right knee. Listen, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, and then lightly hop your left foot to the outside of your left palm. Lower your seat briefly, Malasana. So again, you can always stay lifted, especially if the hips are a little tight. Otherwise, seat drops, hips down. Last big breath. Nice. And then hands flat, lift the hips. Heel toe the feet back towards center. And just step back, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Smooth breath out. All right, last little prep. Left leg up. And then left foot to the outside of your left palm. Soften the right knee down. Tent up through the finger pads. And then shift your hips back. Straighten through the left leg, so angled half splits. Walk your hands underneath the shoulders. Create the same action that you did on the other side. So you're pulling your knee to meet the left heel back. Stay here if you did so other side, or once more, you're externally rotating at your left hip. Drive the baby toe edge of your left foot down towards the ground. Beautiful. So if you have your foot rotated back towards center, once more, rebend through the left knee, tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, and then hop your right foot to the outside of your right palm, lower your seat down any amount. Really nice. Arms into your legs, legs into your arms, both sides of the waist as long as possible. And then slowly release, just sit back onto your butt. Legs out long in front of you, shake them out. Cool. All right, so we've done a lot of prep work to get in towards Ekapada Koundinyasa 2. So I didn't necessarily say we were going towards this, but this is what happens. You can, again, think about this as chaturanga arms supporting and angled splits. So 2 options for you. If you do not feel like doing it right side up, you can create the same shape, build a low belly strength. You just don't have gravity working against you. That is an option. We set up for this briefly. You'll come in towards a supine bakasana. We just did it seated. You'll bring your arms into your legs, legs into your arms. You'll pick a side, extend one leg out, and then straighten the other leg back behind you. And instead of just laying here, lift your chest and then actively press. So you have this option to do it on your back. Right side up, you'll start out in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you'll step your foot to the outside of your left palm. So again, we've experienced this shape. You'll bring your hand underneath your thigh. So I'm doing my left hand underneath my left thigh. And then I'm just placing my hands here. My right hand has to be in line. And then I'll bend my elbows back. And all it is it's just a controlled shift weight forward. I'll straighten my leg and then hug everything in. So the elbows hug in. Technically, this other elbow is supposed to be floating, but if you need it, I won't judge you and I won't really look, but you can use this as support just to hold your rib cage. And then as you feel ready, straighten the leg, shift weight forward, lift the back leg up, find your arm balance, and then you'll transition back, downward facing dog. Cool? Awesome. So I'll have you do the right, the left side. I'll walk you through it upright. If you're doing it on your back, set up like you would for supine bakasana. Otherwise, everyone down dog, please. We'll do the right and left side together. Awesome. Okay, so right leg up. And step your right foot to the outside of your right palm. Go ahead and place your right hand just behind your right ankle. Right heel, shimmy the shoulder underneath. So this might be where you stay totally fine. You can play with that. Otherwise, begin to straighten the right leg all the way out towards the right. Bend into your elbows, hug everything in, shift weight forward, and try to float the left leg up. Nice. You got it, Chris. You got it, you got it, you got it. Nice. One more breath. Beautiful. Undo it. Downward facing dog. If you're on your back, you'll just switch. Okay, left side. So left leg up. And then step your left foot to the outside of your left palm. And then shimmy the left shoulder underneath. Place your left hand just behind the left heel. Make sure your right palm is in line. Begin to straighten the left leg out. Bend into your elbows, hug everything in towards the center. Once more, stay, totally fine. Or just try to shift weight forward with control. See if you can float the right leg up as well. So this is what my friend calls his Instagram side. The left side is definitely one that I can get into a little more easily. This is not it, which is why I didn't do it. When you're ready, come out of it, downward facing dog. If you're on your back, you can just stay there. Beautiful. And then everyone, child's pose briefly. So big toes to touch behind you, knees out super wide. Reach the palms forward as you allow the forehead to rest onto the mat. Get into the hips once more. Feel the hips really, really heavy. And think about the crown of the head reaching forward, fingertips reaching forward. If it feels good, you can rock the forehead left, right, right, left a few times. And then go ahead and put pressure into all 10 finger pads, rise up to all fours. Swing the legs out to one side. Come in towards Dandasana staff pose once more. Cool. Okay, so some upright back bends. Hands behind you, fingertips point out to 3 and 9 o'clock. Sloth bend into your elbows, pinch them together. Feel the shoulder blades come together. Lift the chest up. So it's like a seated fish pose, seated Matsyasana. Tilt your head back any amount. As you kind of feel the shoulder blades pinch together, it's allowing the chest to come a little forward and up. Dig the sit bones down, the thigh bones down, lightly allow the heels to dig down. And then slowly release that. Come back upright briefly, round of breath. Okay, one more here. You have your choice of a reverse tabletop or a reverse plank. Same setup, you'll bring your hands back behind you, fingertips point out. Either legs are straight if you're in a reverse plank, otherwise bend into your knees, feet about hip width distances. Take a big inhale, and then use the exhale, lift your hips. Those of you who are coming into a reverse plank, you can get a little more opening through the fronts of the hips by driving the ball mounds of your feet down towards the ground. One more big breath, feel the shoulder blades pinch, heart space lifts up. And then wherever you are, allow the hips to come down with control. The knees are bent, legs out long. Everyone come back up. Take a round of breath. Awesome, smooth inhale. And smooth exhale. I'll give you two options for your hips. One, you can go in towards Gomukhasana, or two, you can go in towards fire log or what is it called? Double pigeon. So Gomukhasana, you'll bend your left knee and then allow the right knee to stack over the left. If the right sit bone is lifting, that's totally fine. And then you should feel a big old hip stretch to the outer right hip. Any amount of hinge as you'd like. Alternatively, you've got your double pigeon. So left shin is parallel towards the top of your mat. And then right outer ankle is on top of the left thigh. It's not towards the inner thigh, so the ankle is stickling in. This already might be a lot for you. Otherwise, any amount of hinge. If neither of these are working for you, you can languish. I'm just kidding. You got a seated figure 4. So 3 rounds of breath, continue to decelerate. Feel the hips. Take 2 more rounds of breath. Nice. Next inhale, rise all the way back up, vertebra by vertebra. And then switch. So either left knee on top of the right for your cow-faced legs, any amount of hinge, or allow the left shin to be on bottom, right shin stacks on top. So left ankle towards the right thigh, not the inner thigh. And then same option, any amount of hinge. If neither of these are working for your body today, totally cool. You've got a seated figure 4. But just continue to notice the breath, notice where the thoughts are going. It's really impossible to turn off the mind. But to the best of your ability, think about how interesting your breath is. Notice the cadence of it now versus 10 minutes ago. 2 more rounds of breath. Awesome. Next, inhale, rise all the way back up, vertebra by vertebra. Place legs out long in front of you once more. A few knee bounces as you'd like. Okay, seated twist, we'll close this out, and then a supine twist, Shavasana, then we're done. Bend your right knee, sole towards your groin, stay, or right foot to the outside of your left thigh. Right hand behind your right hip, lengthen through the left arm, reach that. 2 options, hug your shin or left tricep to the inside of your right thigh. Actively press the ground away from you, and as you do this, see if you can track the right shoulder a little further back in space. Just notice where the hand is. So again, be wary of rounding through the low back. Not be all end all, but just do your best to keep the spinal column long so you can facilitate a really nice juicy twist here. 1 more. Release the right leg, the switch. Bend your left knee, sole towards your groin, stay, or left foot to the outside of your right thigh. Left hand behind your left hip, reach and lengthen through the right. 2 options again, hug your shin or right tricep to the inside of your left thigh. Press, lift, twist. So I think I've said this multiple times, it might sound a little broken, but when you're twisting, you want both sides of the waist to be as long as possible, which means the spinal column is really long. That way you can allow the left shoulder to draw a little further back in space. So this is why it's crucial that the left hand is not all the way far back. You got your left palm close to you, pressing the ground away. Final breath. Make your way back towards center, release the legs out long. Another shake. And then transition all the way down to your back. Awesome. So happy baby here, both knees towards your armpits. You're gonna hold onto your shins for a dead bug variation or straighten the shins. Grab for anywhere along the outsides and sides of your legs or feet. Rock it out. Feel the low back, get a little bit of a massage here. And then gently release the grip. Both knees in towards your chest. Hug your arms around your shins. Draw your forehead to your knees. Sip in a little more air. And when you're ready, release. Final posture. Shavasana, corpse pose, arms out, legs out. As always, seated meditation is an option that you can take. That resonates a little better for you today. Just 2 minutes. Give yourself the time, the space to be still, to allow this practice to sink into every single cell. Remove any manipulation that you have of your breath, and just allow yourself to be. Nothing to see, nothing to do. Just focus on the entire back body, how heavy it is. In just a bit, I'll guide you out. Enjoy this time. And softly notice the breath. Continue to feel a sense of heaviness. If you have the gift of time, stay resting. Otherwise, begin to invite deeper rounds of breath into the body. Allow the fingers, the toes to wiggle and shake. And allow the head to rock from left, right, right, left a few times. Without any urgency, draw the arms all the way up and overhead. Give yourself a nice big old full body stretch. And as you're ready, deep into the knees, transition over to your favorite side, supported fetal posture using your bicep as a pillow. Take a moment, acknowledge the effort that it took. Thank yourself for taking time out of your day to be here on your mat, to be here in your body. Then, as you feel ready, press yourself up to a comfortable seat, maintain a softness in the gaze, or allow the eyes to stay closed. Hands towards heart center, Anjali Mudra. Thank you all for sharing your practice, your energy, your breath, your virtual presence, allowing me the honor to guide practice. Together, we draw the thumbs at the right center, lift the chin up just a little higher. It's here where we acknowledge your mutual love and respect for each other, this practice, this community. Thumbs to the lips to see on the breath. And finally, thumbs back to the heart where we feel our heartbeat, and this reminds us our hearts beat the same, our blood course is the same. At the end of the day, we're one and the same. It's also from this place that we bow forward to each other with love and with gratitude. So to each of you, I bow humbly too. Namaste. Beautiful.